1090. This quiet dust was gentlemen and ladies, and lads and girls, was laughter and ability in sighing, and frocks and curls. This passive place a summer's nimble mansion, where bloom and bees exist in oriental circuit, then cease like these. 1091. To own the art within the soul to entertain, with silence as a company, and festival maintain. In an unfurnished circumstance, possession is to one, as an estate perpetual, or a reduceless mine. 1092. There is a finished feeling, experienced at graves, a leisure of the future, a wilderness of sighs. By death's bold exhibition, preciser what we are, and the eternal function enabled to infer. 1093. 'Twas crisis, all the length had passed, that dull benumbing time there is in fever or event, and now the chance had come. The instant holding in its claw the privilege to live, or warrant to report the soul the other side the grave. The muscles grappled as with leads that would not let the will. The spirit shook the adamant, but could not make it feel. The second poised, debated, shot, another had begun, and simultaneously a soul escaped the house unseen. 1094. We outgrow love, like other things, and put it in the drawer, till an antique fashion shows, like costumes grandsires wore. 1095. When I have seen the sun emerge from his amazing house, and leave a day at every door, a deed in every place, without the incident of fame, or accident of noise, the earth has seemed to me a drum pursued of little boys. 1096. A narrow fellow in the grass occasionally rides. You may have met him, did you not? His notice instant is. The grass divides as with a comb, a spotted shaft is seen, and then it closes at your feet and opens further on. He likes a boggy acre, a floor too cool for corn, but when a boy and barefoot, I more than once at noon have passed, I thought, a whiplash, unbraiding in the sun, when stooping to secure it, it wrinkled and was gone. Several of nature's people I know, and they know me. I feel for them a transport of cordiality, but never met this fellow, attended or alone, without a tighter breathing, and zero at the bone. 1097. Ashes denote that fire was. Revere the greyest pile, for the departed creature's sake that hovered there a while. Fire exists the first in light, and then consolidates. The only chemist can disclose into what carbonates. 1098. The leaves like women interchange sagacious confidence, somewhat of nods and somewhat pretentious inference. The parties in both cases enjoying secrecy, inviolable compact to notoriety. 1099. At 3:30 a single bird unto a silent sky propounded but a single term of cautious melody. At 4:30 experiment had subjugated test, and lo, her silver principle supplanted all the rest. At 7:30 element nor implement be seen, and place was where the presence was, circumference between. 1100. The last night that she lived, it was a common night. Except the dying, this to us made nature different. We noticed smallest things, things overlooked before, by this great light upon our minds, italicized as 'twere. As we went out and in, between her final room and rooms were those to be alive, tomorrow were a blame. That others could exist, while she must finish quite, a jealousy for her arose so nearly infinite. We waited while she passed, it was a narrow time, too jostled were our souls to speak, at length the notice came. She mentioned and forgot, then lightly as a reed, bent to the water, struggled scarce, consented and was dead. And we placed the hair, and drew the head erect, and then an awful leisure was belief to regulate. 1101. If nature smiles, the mother must, I'm sure at many a whim, of her eccentric family, is she so much to blame? 1102. Dew is the freshet in the grass, 'tis many a tiny mill, turns unperceived beneath our feet, and artisan lies still. We spy the forests and the hills, the tents to nature's show, mistake the outside for the in, and mention what we saw. Could commentators on the sign of nature's caravan obtain a mission as a child some Wednesday afternoon? 1103. Perception of an object costs, precise the object's loss. Perception in itself a gain, replying to its price. The object absolute is naught, perception sets it fair, and then upbraids a perfectness that situates so far. 1104. The crickets sang and set the sun, and workmen finished one by one their seam the day upon. The low grass loaded with dew, the twilight stood as strangers do, with hat in hand, polite and new, to stay as if or go. A vastness as a neighbor came, a wisdom without face or name, a peace as hemispheres at home, and so the night became. 1105. Of the heart that goes in and closes the door, shall the playfellow heart complain, though the ring is unwhole and the company broke, can never be fitted again. 1106. These are the signs to nature's inns, her invitation broad, to whosoever famishing, to taste her mystic bread. These are the rites of nature's house, the hospitality that opens with an equal width to beggar and to bee, for sureties of her staunch estate, her undecaying cheer. The purple in the east is set, and in the north the star. 1107. My cocoon tightens, colors tease, I'm feeling for the air. A dim capacity for wings demeans the dress I wear. A power of butterfly must be the aptitude to fly. Meadows of majesty concedes, and easy sweeps of sky. So I must baffle at the hint, and cipher at the sign, and make much blunder if at last I take the clue divine. 1108. The bustle in a house, the morning after death, is solemnest of industries enacted upon earth. The sweeping up the heart, and putting love away, we shall not want to use again until eternity. 1109. The sun went down, no man looked on, the earth and I alone were present at the majesty, he triumphed and went on. The sun went up, no man looked on, the earth and I in one, a nameless bird, a stranger, were witness for the crown. 1110. One day is there of the series, termed Thanksgiving Day, celebrated part at table, pardon memory. Neither ancestor nor urchin, I review the play. Seems it to my hooded thinking, reflex holiday. Had there been no sharp subtraction from the early sum, not an acre or a caption where there was once a room, not a mention whose small pebble wrinkled any sea, unto such were such assembly, 'twere Thanksgiving Day. 11:11. He outstripped time with but about, he outstripped stars and sun, and then unjaded challenged God in presence of the throne. And he in mighty list unto this present run, the larger glory for the less a just sufficient ring. 11:12. This is a blossom of the brain, a small italic seed, lodged by design or happening, the spirit fructified. Shy as the wind of his chambers, swift as a freshet's tongue, so of the flower of the soul its process is unknown. When it is found, a few rejoice, the wise convey it home, carefully cherishing the spot, if other flower become. When it is lost, the day shall be the funeral of God, upon his breast a closing soul, the flower of our Lord.